forget to like and share this broadcast with your friends and family on Facebook Live as well as on YouTube. Let all of your friends and family know to subscribe so that you know when the Center of Hope is going live.
Welcome to Real Talk. I'm your co-host tonight, Bishop Mitchell G. Taylor, and I'm so glad to be with you on tonight. Listen, as you're coming into the virtual sanctuary, I need you to hit the share button and share this broadcast. As soon as you come in, hit the share button and share the broadcast as many times as you can with as many people as you can so that folks know that we're on the air. I want to welcome everyone from wherever you're coming in from. As you're coming in, just get in the comment section and say hello, fellowship with your brothers and your sisters. I believe this is a day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I've got a lot of things to share with you on tonight, and I wrote something down that was funny to me. Someone said, I need to talk about when God speaks and you don't listen. We'll get into that topic a little bit later on tonight. But as you're coming in, just get in the comment section, greet your brothers and greet your sisters, and let folks know that Real Talk is on the air. Bless you, Shirley Shea, all the way from Massachusetts, joining us on tonight. Melinda, bless you. Barbara, bless you. Justina, bless you. Janita, bless you. Shafi Rivera, bless you. Shafi, you are doing a masterful job working on the building. You should be proud of the work that you're doing on Steinway Street. Hollis Jackson Jr., bless you, my brother. Bless you. We're praying for Mom and her speedy recovery, and we're praying for you and your strength as you are the number one caregiver of your mom. And Bishop Page is here. Let's welcome His Grace, Bishop Liston Page II. There they go. All right, I like that. And then and then he appears. So welcome, Bishop. And
good evening, Bishop.
So I got some exciting things to share on tonight. And I didn't know that I would be sharing all this extra stuff on tonight. I was telling the Real Talkers before you came on that somebody said I should have tonight's topic should be when God speaks and you don't listen. Because everybody was trying to get me not to do the show tonight because, I had an event on Saturday night going into Sunday, and we'll talk about that. So get everybody on so they can hear the tea. I'm going to pour some tea today. So get them on so they can hear it. I'm going to tell you what happened. Yeah, I wasn't in church on Sunday for Mother's Day. There's a reason for that season. So hit the share button and tag as many people as you can, because Bishop is getting ready to tell you some stuff on tonight. Okay, I'm gonna tell you some stuff on tonight, and I might just use that topic when God speaks and we don't listen. I might just go there. But as we are preparing tonight, Bishop, how was your Mother's Day? How was your Mother's Day? How did everything go?
It was fantastic. We had a tremendous service, incredible service on yesterday. I had Minister Tina Marshall. She spoke, and I just did the cleanup, and there wasn't much to clean up after she finished, but it was a tremendous day. And of course, I went and saw my mom and spent some time with her. So it was a tremendous Mother's Day. I had a great time.
Wow. I took a Mother's Day card, not knowing what my Sunday was going to bring. I did everything that I had to do for Mother's Day early in the week. I had one responsibility, and that was to pick up, only because I like to do it, to pick up the wholesale flowers in the flower district. And so me and my guys go down and then we pick up the flowers, and I brought them back, and they put them upstairs in the church for the team to come. And it's really a team building initiative, because you bring the raw flowers and the baby breath and the plastic and all that, and they got to put together these bunches. And so we put together 80 or 90 bunches of flowers to make sure that we hit all the mothers that came into the sanctuary on Sunday, Mother's Day. And so we had all that prepared. And so I was going to be giving out a copy of my book, Unbroken Promises. I was going to give it out to every mother that came to church on Mother's Day. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. So hit that share button, get folks on, let them know. I'm going to drop some science on why I wasn't in church on Sunday, Mother's Day. And, Mother's Day last year, I had an event as well. Mother's Day last year, my dog died.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Apollo died on Mother's Day. Yep. 1 year ago, Sunday on Mother's Day. And so, that happened. So anyway, so that was amazing. So what I decided was, on this Sunday coming, everyone that comes on this Sunday morning, no, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move that to the fourth Sunday. Everyone that comes on the fourth Sunday, they are gonna get this book, Unbroken Promises, Learning to Trust Again, as a compliment for mothers. So on the fourth Sunday, put that on your calendar. The fourth Sunday, all roads lead to Highway Church, 132 East 111th Street, 11 a.m. in the morning. This Sunday, next Sunday, and we are looking forward to giving out these books. Okay, so where do we start? Well, when God speaks and you don't listen. So one of the things that we kind of went on hiatus last week, because I was at the banquet, and I want to talk a little bit about that. And he would have been our special surprise guest tonight. I was surprising even you with this, because I wanted to debrief with him on the banquet and what it takes to put a banquet like that together, and how many people were there, and so on and so forth. And our guest was going to be the Honorable Archbishop Eric Figueroa. And because last Monday night, I had the privilege, along with others, maybe 400 or 500 others, to celebrate his 40th anniversary. And, so it was a tremendous time. And I wanted him to debrief us on how he put that together and what goes into that. And so he couldn't do it. And I want to pray now for Bishop Billings. He had to go down to Maryland to meet with and to pray with Bishop Billings, because Bishop Billings wasn't feeling well. And so that's why he wasn't able to make it with us on tonight. But so before that, we were talking, Bishop, about truthfulness. And we were talking about how, especially the Western society, places a high value on truth. And I think it's fair to say that, truth is basically at the base of a fair and just society. If there's going to be any equity, we have to figure out how to tell the truth. And in court, we require witnesses to swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because only that way can the evaluation of justice be served. And so, truth is important. And so there's a couple of things I wanted to mention about truth on tonight. And I know that we talked about this on last week, or the week before last. There was so many things that we kind of left on the table. But there are at least two types of truth, or two aspects of truth: being true to yourself and being true to others. And so I wanted to kind of put that out there, because I think that, these are, two twin towers that, are erected in life for anybody that's living life, and being true to yourself and being true to others. Now, I guess that would be a good nexus, Bishop, on, what happened to me on Saturday night. So many of you may know that, or don't know, probably don't know, but I suffer with some herniated disc in my neck and in my back, and it's an aggravated herniation. And every so often I have episodes where the disc is pressing against the nerve. And so it's interesting how all week long I did everything I had to do for Sunday early in the week. And on Saturday evening, I drove to Jersey and took something to Miss Chapman, who is my godmother, 91 years of age, and still got her right mind, sharp as a tack, getting ready to go to Orlando, Florida for a family reunion in July. And so I did that and came back. And so as we were driving back, we stopped in the city to get something to eat. And as I was walking across the street, I felt my hip, pulling against, one of the nerves. And I said, wow, I said, man, what's happening? And so I went in the restaurant, ate, and while I was sitting, the pain was, continuing to, reverberate. But I didn't pay it too much mind. And I was walking a little bit with, an adjustment. But then finally, when I went home and got home and went to sleep, I woke up a couple of hours later. With toothache-like pains in my hip. And that continued on all night long until the pain on a scale from 1 to 10 was a 10. And it was so tender to the touch and to putting pressure that I couldn't stand up, couldn't go. I had to have the guys come over, bring me some a cane and whatnot, and walk me out to go to the ER. And so, when you have that kind of pain, it's hard to pay attention, and so I'm glad that I had somebody with me to help me get through and get to the emergency room. So once I got to the emergency room, that was an all day event. So that's why I wasn't in church on Sunday. And so today I went to the orthopedic doctor, I think that's the right phrase, and saw him, and he gave me some medication and gave me some instructions on what to do over the next few days. And, I had a couple of meetings today, had to do that. And so I'm still in pain and still, fighting, the pain from the hip. And the doctor says it's going to be like this for, a couple of days until they gave me a couple of shots to, whatnot. Then I have to go. Anyway, it's a big thing. So someone was saying to me tonight, they said, Bishop, why don't you just take off and just rest tonight?
Yeah.
And I said, no, I don't want to do that because I didn't put out an announcement that I wasn't going to be on, and I wasn't in church on Sunday. And I wanted to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers on tonight, and, let them know that I love them, and let them know everything that I had prepared to do for them on Mother's Day, besides the flowers that they already received and what have you. And so, that's basically why. And then somebody said, well, it's amazing because you run so much. It's amazing that you got touched in the hollow of your thigh. you know, and sometimes God, will hit you. If you don't want to sit down, he'll sit you down, and so that's where I guess that quote, when God speaks and you don't listen, he'll fix it so that you have to listen, because I was immobile. I couldn't move. That's a terrible feeling, boy, when you can't move on your own volition. It's terrible. So it gave me an appreciation for what people have to go through that have these things that are a part and parcel of their life every day. Being handicapped in any way, shape, or form is not, that's a grace that, wow, you need to have in order to live like that. So I have appreciation for that body of people in our society that have some form of handicap, and that's why handicap accessibility is important. Handicap ramps, and you don't think about that until you need those things in order to be mobile.
Yeah, but I think you probably should have listened to whoever suggested that we take another hiatus this week because your health is important. It's important to me, and it's certainly important to your family. And then, of course, it's important to your church, now my dad's church, and then the body of Christ on a whole. So I think that it would have probably been more wiser to, but I understand. We're built for this, but we're not indestructible. And like you so eloquently said it, our bodies will tell us when we need to retreat, get some rest, take some time off. And it seems like a lot of our colleagues are now experiencing health challenges. And we're in, I would say, the beginning of the fourth quarter of our lives now, where we're really establishing legacy and leaving an inheritance to our children's children. And in order for us to continue to do that successfully and adequately, we need our health. I pray this prayer all the time. God, don't give me more money. Just keep my body healed. It's something about having a healed, healthy body. You can always get more money, but there's no guarantee that you can recoup and regather your health. So you got to take it easy. You really got to take it easy.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I was at a banquet on Saturday. I did a lot Saturday. I preached at a banquet for Pastor Owen Williams. We had him on the show here. He talked about his book, and he has his second book just came out. I'm looking forward to having him back on the show. Beautiful banquet. And I talked a little bit about Gaius, who the scripture kind of implies that he worked himself into poverty and poor health.
I wish above all. That's right. Yeah. And Third John. I mean, it's he worked. It's amazing you brought that up. He worked himself into such poverty and poor health that when John writes the letter, he's writing him to say to him, I need you healthy because there is a heretic in the church named Diotrephes that is teaching false doctrine. Mm-hmm. So I need you to prosper and be in good health as your soul would prosper, because I need you to combat all of the foolishness that's being purported by Diotrephes, who used to be one of our disciples. That's another reason why I'm glad you brought that up, that we need you here with us to help defend the faith, to help guard the faith.
I'm looking at a comment here. I guess I missed this. Sean Berry, to see my pastor die at 55 years old woke me up.
Yes, Sean is from Jacksonville, Florida. Sean used to be one of the ministers and elders at the tightest dome with Rodney Washington. I know Sean very well. I'm glad you joined us tonight, Sean. I missed it as well, but I'm glad to see you on the platform with us tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? That's true. That's RJ did die at 55, and man, that was
and me and RJ shared the same birthday.
That's right.
A year apart, December 29th.
That's right. That's right. The same birthday. And RJ was the one that, and I think we all did it one year where we joined him on his shut-in before the New Year's service.
For the New Year's Eve service.
Yeah. So, but you're right, Sean. You're right. We have to take care of ourselves and be more health conscious.
That's right.
And not be health unconscious. That's a very good point. So, I mean, Bishop, I am certainly listening to all that. And today I adjusted my schedule a little bit so that I, could take care of all of my health matters and things of that nature, and sprinkled in a little bit of business and what have you in ministry, but I didn't overdo it. And my daughter,
what you may call not overdoing it, maybe overdoing it for others. You got about 4 or 5 or 6 projects constantly going on. You got all of these balls that you're juggling. And man, really at the end of the day, it does take it. I'm preaching to the choir. I'm almost preaching to myself, because on and off of planes, I don't think people realize how taxing that is on the body. And then on top of that, preaching, up late, up early, doing business in the marketplace, then in the sacred space. It's a constant grind, and we are not good at compartmentalizing and knowing when to hit the brakes, get off the acceleration, and just pause and relax. But I'm learning. I'm really learning. Looking at my grandchildren is helping me to realize I want to be here. I want to be here to see my granddaughter walk down the aisle and get married. I want to be here when my grandson is married. I want to be there when they finish college. I want to be sitting in the stands, watching them walk across that stage. And the only way that's going to be possible is I'm going to have to be more intentional about self-care.
That is very, very, very good. That's very good. So then that means we got a lot of more vacations to go on.
Listen, the saints go on vacation when they want to. And when they come back, the building is still there. So, but again, I think that's something that we probably need to discuss as well. Good leadership is not being at church every Sunday. I don't know where we get that idea from. Good leadership is being able to identify who to leave in charge when I am not there, that can carry on for me when I'm not there. And the reason, and I don't know if you feel this way, but I think, we're just so, we don't want to admit it, but we're a bit egotistical and narcissistic. And we like to feel that it's not going to be the same if I'm not there. But in reality, aren't we supposed to train and prepare people to help us do the work of ministry and to stay on the same level of excellence? To me, that's the sign and the marks of great leadership, not the people being crippled and handicapped and can't function when I'm not there. And then I swoop in the next week like Superman to save the day. No, I think that we should want to put our best up. And I see myself doing that now. And I've always been that way, though. But I've always been able to share my pulpit, my platform, my influence to cultivate others' gifts and others' ministries and others who feel like they have been called. And I think we have done a poor job at not taking care of ourselves because we want to be all things to all men and not raise up other leaders that can really be the Joshua and the Hur holding our hands up when we get weak. I think we've done a poor job at that. And we should be even more intentional about taking some time off, because our white counterparts, they pick a month during the summer or whenever they want to get some self-care, and they have a schedule for 1 month or 2 months. Sometimes some I know have taken 90 days and have stepped away, but have left everything in place. And I think it's a poor testament to us that we feel that our ministries are going to collapse if I miss 2 or 3 Sundays in a row. We haven't really done our job then. Now I get it. People are personality driven and they want their pastor to be there. They say stuff like, I joined the church to hear the pastor. No, you joined the church to hear from God. And whoever I leave in charge is the voice of God for you for that day. And you do yourself a disservice if you don't open up your hearts and your ears to hear what the Spirit is saying to the church, because you don't like the vessel that it's in. You don't like the container that the word is coming through. You do yourself a disservice and you miss out on really hearing what God may have had for you that day, being so personality driven.
Wow. You said a mouthful there. You said a mouthful there. Well, let's go to the second one, Bishop. Truthful people understand themselves and know their own strengths and weaknesses. They will not delude themselves about their successes or failures.
Being true to yourself, being honest. I mean, aren't we being honest tonight? Now, of course, we're using your misfortune, your episode on Saturday and Sunday to talk about it. But let's look at tonight. You're on the platform, but physically you don't really feel up to it. Taking another night off, what would that have done? And now people may think because we're sitting down and we're talking, we're not exerting a lot of energy, but that is not true. This takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort, particularly when you're out in the ethereal airways where you don't have the energy coming from a live audience.
Right.
All of this is cognitive energy. It is not the energy you're getting from an audience. So the preparation that goes into the subject matter, and then because you didn't know if you were going on or not, a lot of what we talk about even tonight, you didn't get it to me. So me to look over. So now we're talking and pulling from different areas of our experience and our knowledge, and we're presenting it to people prayerfully. Lord, let this bless them. And sometimes they are blessed and we leave depleted, because after this, you're going to be depleted. And guess who suffers? You, your family, your church, my dad's church now, the real talkers, the fall of the prophet, everyone that's in your ecosystem around the country that wants you to come. Now there's a great possibility you can't take those dates, so you can't minister to them when they need you, because we didn't take the time to refuel and to replenish. And I think This is the season that we really come to grips with. We need real self-care.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Well, let me just say in full disclosure, even though I was moving slow, I took 2 hours to prepare for this program. So, so yeah. So I mean that I, in full disclosure. So I mean, you're right. So the preparation that goes into what we do every week, you know what I mean? I don't just come on here say, "Oh Lord," like, oh, that's what we're talking about. No, we don't do that.
That's right. We prepare.
We prepare a dialogue.
We prepare every week. Every week.
And let me also send a shout out and a congratulations to Bishop J. Kevin Harris, who graduated today from Virginia Union. Now, I don't know if it was today or the weekend, whatever it was, but whenever the graduate, when was it? This weekend?
I think all the graduations are either last weekend or this weekend, and some will be even coming up this weekend.
Got it. So I know that he graduated this weekend or last weekend. So congratulations, Bishop J. Kevin Harris and the Victory Worship Center, Deliverance Center in Richmond, Virginia. I think that's also your alma mater too, Virginia
Yep.
U, right?
Certainly is. I received my Master's of Divinity from Virginia Union University.
Awesome. Historic Black college.
Historic Black college. One of the greatest in the world.
Awesome. And we expect you to say that. All right. So let me ask you another question now, Bishop. How important is it for truth to be delivered? Well, no, let me put it to you like this. As individuals, being truthful means that we can grow, mature, and learn from mistakes that are highlighted by professional or personal criticism. But when that personal or professional criticism is withheld, it does not deliver the same impact. So my question is, most times we withhold those professional or personal critiques because we don't want to get on the bad side of that person. We don't want to, in other words, and to be honest, there are times when you have been going through a certain situation that I was aware of, and I said to myself, you know what? This is not the right time to talk about this. So, I mean, when does, and somebody says to you, man, you should have told me this 3 weeks ago or whatever. Do you think there is something to say about having the right time to share your truth with someone? Is timing a factor in telling the truth? That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I would say yes, because I think, depending on where you are in your life at that particular moment will determine if you are going to receive or reject the truth that is being shared with you. Proverbs 27 and verse number 6 says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. In the New Revised Standard Version, it reads a little different. It says, well meant are the wounds our friend inflicts, but profuse are the kisses of an enemy. People that love you for real have to be willing to take a risk that the truth that they are sharing with you is going to cause a chasm in the relationship. And that chasm, that separation may be there for a moment. That moment could be a week, could be a month, could be 6 months, could be a year. It could be longer than that, depending on the infliction of that wound. But truth always outlasts a lie or embellishments. I think we have to stop hyperbolizing to people and be as honest as we possibly can. And yes, timing is right. Timing will determine if they're going to receive what you have to say at that particular moment. But we have to walk in truth. The truth will make you free. We must be people that function out of truth. And we got to stop massaging an issue, and we must confront it. We got to confront it with the truth. And I do believe that there must be some prayerful consideration when you speak the truth. For example, in Jeremiah chapter number 22, and you said something earlier that I want to talk about not listening to truth. But Jeremiah chapter 22 and verse 21 says, this is Jeremiah speaking, I spoke to you in your prosperity, but you said, I will not listen. This has been your way from your youth, for you have not obeyed my voice. Then he goes into the wind shall shepherd all your shepherds, and your lovers shall go into captivity. Then you will be ashamed and dismayed because of all of your wickedness. He said, I tried to tell you the truth, but you would not listen. You would not hear to what I'm saying. So now God is going to allow the wind to shepherd your shepherds. I'm not going to be there with you any longer. You're going to go into captivity. You're going to feel what it's like not to obey and not to listen and not to want to receive truth. Now, that's one instance. Another instance in 2 Samuel, and we read that narrative all the time about David and Bathsheba. But I want you to underscore something tonight with that. In 2 Samuel, and let me turn to it to make sure that I'm right on target with this. In 2 Samuel chapter number 12. 2 Samuel chapter number 12. And the superscription over that chapter, or at least those collection of verses 1 through and including number 14, is Nathan condemns David, right? But watch this. He did not go to David and tell him directly he was wrong. You know what he did? He spoke to David in a parable and talked about the man that had all these lambs and another man that had one little wee lamb. He said, now what should happen to this man? He takes the one man's lamb. He doesn't nurse it. He kills it, serves it up. But he's got a whole bunch of lambs. But that man had one lamb. He loved it like it was a child. But this other man had all these lambs, takes it. And he says to David, what should we do with this man? And David jumps up and says, you ought to kill that man. We need to, in fact, find him now. And Nathan says, thou art the man. Now, that was truth, but he packaged truth in a way where David could receive the truth. I believe when you want to help someone, even when you tell them the truth, you try to package the truth in a way where they can receive it. And even sometimes they don't receive it. I don't care how you package it, but you still have to share the truth. And when you have a friend, you know when it's sensitive. You know when I should touch on this. You know when I should bring this up. And God will always provide the opportunity for you to say what needs to be said when you have to say it. But I think holding back the truth and disguising the truth, embellishing, hyperbolizing, I don't think that helps anyone. I think that causes more damage.
No, I totally agree with you. Let me go back to this importance of truth again, just to review it. Truth matters both to us as individuals and as a society as a whole, right? Watch this. As individuals, being truthful means that we can grow and mature, learning from our mistakes, right? For society, we just did individuals. For society, truthfulness makes social bonds. Aristotle, the great philosopher, said all men by nature are what? Social, okay? That's why school is so important, because it creates social bonds. So truthfulness makes social bonds, and lying, conversely, and hypocrisy breaks them. So truth makes them, but lying and hypocrisy breaks them. And I can prove it to you. How did you feel when you found out that someone you trusted lied to you? Not only does that damage the trust that you have for that person, and depending on the depth and the circumstance that surrounds what was said to you, you know, not only will it damage your trust for that person, but you'll say, dang, man, if he lies to me, man, yo, you don't stand a chance being in my inner circle, because if he lied to me, if he could lie to me, and there's no need to lie to me, then the other people that are behind you, they're toast. And I would venture to say that you probably have had those experiences.
Oh man, listen, it's a new experience every day. I mean, disappointment is a part of the fabric of our lives. I mean, Judas' betrayal, Peter's denial, crucifixion, but it's always a resurrection. So, I mean, that's relationships are hard. Maintaining them, very difficult. And sometimes being truthful can be Herculean, because what I want to say to you, it may hurt you. It's going to cause a response, and sometimes we don't like the response. We don't want to deal with the response. But at the end of the day, truth will always prevail. And it's like that movie that you brought up when we first couched and broached this conversation, and Jack Nicholson is saying that Tom Cruise on the witness stand, he's interrogating him, and he says to Tom Cruise says to Jack Nicholson, well, tell me, I need to know. And Jack Nicholson lashes back and said, you can't handle the truth. You don't really want to know the truth. And that was a powerful scene in that movie, because I think we all can identify with it. You want me to be honest, you want me to be truthful, but can you handle it? And I think that's one of the reasons why people don't enter into that space all the time, because they don't know how it's going to be received or how the person is going to react to the truth.
That's it. Now, let me give you a quote from a famous journalist, Hunter Thompson. He said, and it's under the topic, is it ever right not to tell the truth? Okay, quote his answer. If I written, he's a journalist, if I written all the truth I knew for the past 10 years, about 600 people, including me, would be rotting in prison cells from Rio to Seattle today. Absolute truth is a very rare and dangerous commodity in the context of professional journalism. What do you say about that?
I think he's right. Under the guise and the umbrella of being a journalist, he can't tell all the truth that he knows because it's going to expose other people. And I think, that's a great lesson for us to learn as well. There's some things that we don't share because it's not just going to affect one person or two people or three people. It can affect a whole tribe of people. So it kind of determines, on what that scenario and that situation is. It just amazes me, though, that God gives us an assignment to minister the same word to a myriad of people. And those people, one by one, may receive that truth differently. Yes. Some are offended by it. Some of them receive it. Others take it seriously. Others take it lightly. But it's the same word given to a myriad of people. And the difficulty of this assignment is that you're ministering to people that have different temperaments, different dispositions, different sensitivities, different peculiarities, different contexts. And we don't always get it right. We do get it right, but we don't always get it right in their eyes. Because I can say something strongly and passionately. Let me say it this way. I can be in a barbershop with a group of guys. And, I am a sports enthusiast. There's no sport I don't like. There's no sport I don't know anything about. I know the ins and out to the sport. And in barbershops, we can be heatedly, passionately debating to the point that someone came in the barbershop, they would think a fight is about to break out. But we're being so passionate about the truth that we share, that we feel is truth, that the other party, I don't believe that. They push back on it. We have a task when we minister the word of God, because we love what we do and we know this is what God has assigned for us to do. We do it with a lot of passion, and that passion can be viewed as being aggression. It can be viewed as being abrasive, but not by everyone. Just, you see what I'm saying? Some see it, my God, he loves what he's doing. Others, why is he so angry? I mean, and we're given that task to share truth, and in hopes that people can decipher what we're saying and benefit from it. But this is what I'm finding out. There's some people, no matter how you package the truth, is going to receive it in a nefarious, negative way. And they always got something to say to rebuttal. I don't care if it's 1 + 1 is 2. They're going to find a way. Let's talk about that equation. Who came up with that? You always got to deal with some recalcitrant, combative, argumentative individual. But God gives us this task that we got to purport truth to them. And I'm gonna tell you what helped me. Seminary helped me not to be as opinionated and argumentative and combative. Because when I sat in that class and I started debating with the professor, and he looked at me and said, "You're here to get what I got. I'm not here to get what you got. I'm here to get you here to get what I got."
Wait. He had to shut you down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Many times, because we are passionate. Once we learn something, we think we know it. But because you learned it, don't mean you learned it right. Or because you think you know it, doesn't mean you know it completely. People are strange, man. I mean, we're in a people servicing business, and if you don't have the grace for this, you're not going to survive. First of all, if you don't have the grace to be a friend, you will always walk in some shroud of ambiguity. Living, how can I say it? Living on the margins, because you're afraid to say anything that's going to disrupt what you think is a peaceful, cohesive relationship. I truly believe iron sharpens iron. That means there must be some friction, and truth provides friction. Bottom line. And where there's friction, there's going to be growth, or there's going to be separation.
Wow. I want to read this. I was looking for this quote while you was talking, by Esther Perel. She said, "The quality of our relationships determine the quality of our lives." What do you think about that?
I agree. Totally. Yeah. Who we have in our ecosystems pretty much determine our value systems. Look at the NBA player Ja Morant tonight. Look at him. What, 3 months ago?
Got caught
got caught on IG with a gun. Okay. He does all of the publicity stuff to try to sanitize his reputation by apologizing, going to a place in Florida for 8 days. First of all, it's going to take more than 8 days to be rehabilitated. Trust me, more than 8 days. But he did that. It was a show that he's trying to make his life better. Well, now he does the same thing again. And now they want to say, well, he's 23. Okay, I get it. He's 23. What was I doing when I was 23? Well, had I been waving a gun or brandishing a gun, I certainly would not have gotten off that easy. He's already in a preferred position because by virtue of his vocation. Okay. My problem is we like to make excuses for people's weaknesses. We want to always coddle someone when they make a mistake because they're young. Listen, there's some mistakes you'll make at 23 that will take your life. So, everybody doesn't always get a second, third, or fourth chance. But if you get a second chance when you got through something very serious, then the people around you should take it that serious. And your buddies or your friends, your homeboys, whoever, who you're financing, by the way, because you're the one making all the money, when they put in jeopardy your livelihood, that is the day there that you cut them off, period. In the story. Look at LeBron James. Look at his ecosystem. He took all of his boys, put them in college, put them in school, started businesses, educated them. Now, all of them now are millionaires, running his business, running their own business. I mean, there comes a time where Who you are attached to defines the direction you're going in. Period.
Wow. Well, listen, I think that's a great place to wrap. This is Real Talk, and I'm your co-host, Bishop Mitchell Taylor, and I'm joined by my co-host, Dr. Liston Page II. That was awesome, man. Listen, I want to open up the ways to give on tonight. I want to give you a chance to sow into this ministry, sow into the great work that God has commissioned us to do. You know the level of commitment that we have, and maybe it's overcommitment. But I love you guys, and I pray for you guys immensely and continually. And I pray that you would continue to pray for me and Bishop as we forge ahead on this journey. Tonight, everybody tonight, get a $20 seed offering. Get the old-fashioned Pentecostal $20 Jackson seed and sow that right now. That means Jackson Andrew is on the front of the $20 bill. So send Andrew to church tonight, every person. And some of you may say, Bishop, no, I can't do that. Go ahead and double the seed. Double the seed. You want to give 40, double the seed. You want to triple the seed, give 60 on tonight. I'm challenging everyone on tonight. Everyone, start getting in the comment section. Put done in the comment section. Let us know that you've given, that you've placed a tangible gift into the terra firma of this ministry. The ways to give are on the screen, and we encourage you now to start sowing your seeds on tonight. Thank you so much for your seeds as you're sowing on tonight. Thank you, Corinne, for your seed on tonight. Thank you, Talisha. Thank you, Viv, for your seed on tonight. Thank you, Wanda, for your seed on tonight. Thank you, Barbara, for your seed on tonight. Thank you, Michelle, for your seed on tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your seed on tonight. Let's continue to make the seed happen on this evening. If you have not yet given, thank you, Viv. If you have not yet given, please put it in the comment section and put done, as you see so many doing on tonight, so that we can acknowledge you on this evening. All right, listen, this has been a tremendous time together. I have been thoroughly blessed. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it all the way through, but I made it all the way through. And, I'm grateful to God and grateful to each and every one of you that patronize this. Thank you so much, on Nessa Waring, for your $20 seed on today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hollis Jackson, for your seed on today. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I think it was a great conversation too. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now get some rest. Well, if I can get the rest of y'all to sow some seed, I can. Okay, that's me. I got it. All right. God is good. God is good. God is great and greatly to be praised. Diana, thank you for your seed on tonight. Diana, thank you for your seed. Diana Shankling, thank you for your seed on tonight. All right. This is Real Talk. Bishop, Sunday morning, we'll be back at the Greater Highway Deliverance Temple, 11 a.m. All roads lead to 132 East 111th Street. We'll be on the virtual at 9 a.m. Bishop, you'll be on your virtual at 10 a.m. Your in-person service is 12 noon.
Correct.
1 hour after we start at 11. And we're just looking for God to do something special. Listen, go to church this Sunday. Go to church this Sunday, okay? Go to church this Sunday. It'll bless your life. It'll bless your life. All right. Any final words, Bishop?
Man, listen, this has been wonderful. Please stay off your feet. Find you a comfortable couch and recline and watch some television. The mayor of what's the movie that you told me, that the series I need to start watching?
With Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, the mayor of Kingston, right?
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
the
mayor of Kingston. Yeah.
I got to start watching it. I won't be able to start tonight. I got some writing to do, but I want to Man, watch that. Relax yourself. Relax your brain and chill out.
Well,
Cool.
listen,
Chill out. Just chill out.
Every word, that every recommendation, everything you're saying, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to chill completely out. Well, listen, God bless you, Real Talkers. Please, those of you that are sowing your seed, know that we appreciate your seed on tonight. Those of you that are catching this on the rerun, thank you so much for your seed and for joining us on tonight. God bless you. Walk with the King today and be a blessing.